Hello, Aries, and welcome to your September 2017 tarot card reading. Um, uh, you guys are last in this round of readings, so that means you'll be first next time. So when I do the mid-September readings, I will make sure that Aries is first to go. So because of your beautiful comments, I asked you last time if you liked me reading when I shuffle and meditate and draw an animal card for you, just reading that from the book every now and then. And you did, so I'm going to continue with that. The card that you get for September, for the first couple of weeks of September here, and this is a thematic, overarching umbrella energy, just something you want to keep in mind as we go through the rest of the reading, is the butterfly. And the butterfly has come up for, I believe it was, I think two other signs, maybe more. But there's just this really, for Leo, I believe it came out, and for a few others, but there is this, and it makes sense because there is this transformational energy happening right now. We're in eclipse season. We just had a huge solar eclipse. It's just truly a profound time for all of us, and on these micro and macro levels. So Aries, this is no different. And I do have to say, with your energy, this is for sun, moon, or rising Aries, and do check out your moon or rising sign as well as your sun, to get sort of a more holistic reading for yourself, because these are general, so not everything will apply, but use your intuition and piece together what you can, and do check out your rising and your moon. So there is, there's just, it's for your energy in particular. This feels like it is long awaited, and I just heard, you're here. So it's this feeling of arriving somewhere. And it's important to, it's in those moments of arrival that really ask for our presence, so we don't miss it. But I do feel like this is something that, it's like this, it's a sense of, something is really, like you've arrived somewhere, and there is this really measurable transformation that's taking place in your reality right now. So let's read this from the book. Butterfly. Such a beautiful card. Okay. Butterfly. Undergoing great change and transformation. The energy of the butterfly is with us during periods of transition. Since air is the element of the heart, this change usually involves relationships, or if you love your job, perhaps your career. Since transition is accompanied by some amount of discomfort, be extra patient and kind during this time, especially if the butterfly is you. Let solid friends and activities support you like a cocoon. Committing to one daily routine, a meal, practice, or prayer, done at the same place and time, will do wonders for lifting a butterfly's spirit. When in balance, the butterfly is cheerful and graceful, and when out of balance, the butterfly is fragile and frustrated, and to bring into balance, daily routine. So let's keep that in mind. And as I was shuffling, 3 cards flew out for you. So they wanted my attention. And that was the Wheel of Fortune, the Father of Cups, and the Daughter of Pentacles reversed. So let me just shuffle a bit here. Aries, September, first couple weeks of September here. So, okay, so we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Father of Cups, the Daughter of Pentacles reversed. We have the Six of Pentacles reversed. We have the Magician reversed next to the Two of Pentacles reversed next to the Fool. And right under that we have the Three of Pentacles next to the Ace of Cups reversed, next to the Daughter of Wands reversed. And then we have the Six of Wands. And we have, over here, we have the Eight of Pentacles, the Empress, the Hanged Man, the Hanged Man reverse. And we have the Six of Cups in reverse. So this is this, so we're looking at sort of these energy that's building to where we are now. What I'm hearing with this is a gamble. So there was some sort of gamble. There was some sort of investment. And there's also been this, this evolution to whatever it is you have put your money on or invested your time or energy into. And so there's been, it's just been a process, and it almost feels cyclical. It feels like there's been an up and then a down and then an up and then a down. And it's been emotional. It's been emotional for you, whatever this is. And it feels as though that is, I just heard the upswing. So we're on the upswing here of whatever the evolution of this thing that you care about is. So we're coming into an upswing. And it's as though, there's been this effort and work that has gone into something. Again, I'm looking at a lot of investment energy here. But there's this, there's been sort of this overseeing of a project and of an investment of some kind. And it's as though, it almost feels though it's like there is there's this routine energy. So there's almost this settling into the momentum of whatever the rhythm of the pace of whatever this project and what it takes to work with this on this project is. So there's a settling in, there's a mastering, feeling, instead of sort of feeling pushed by whatever this new pace is when you stepped into this project or to this environment, to this, new endeavor or new investment, whatever this is. It was less familiar. When it was less familiar, there was this sense of feeling pulled around, and there's this sense here of coming on the other side of that and feeling like, instead of that you are master of that pacing, like you know it's coming. It's not, it's almost like you've caught up to speed on something. Like you're up to speed on something, and you feel like you're now in rhythm and sync, and it's what was unfamiliar now feels like familiar territory, and there's this coasting along that can happen. And I'm hearing around this card that there's this harnessing in between. We have the Magician and the Fool. And it's as though there's this, first of all, there are these, I just heard two parties. So there's this, two parties involved. This could be you and another person, you and a partner. And it's like there's this, even though the bird and the Magician, like their backs are turned to one another, there's this sense that they see eye to eye. So even though they might be looking in slightly different directions or covering different, you know, different aspects of perhaps the same project, the same whole, like there is this feeling of that, you know, that there is this seeing eye to eye with with um with someone else. And yeah, and this feels like this deep understanding here as well. Like it's this really symbiotic relationship. There's a balance here. So there's a striking of a balance. And this balancing act and this it's it's almost as though, you know, there is this deeply connected freedom that is springing from whatever this connection here is. And it does feel like between you and another person, or it could be you and some sort of uh, community or and job or something that you're just deeply connecting to, that sort of you see yourself in. But it could be a number of things. But what I am seeing here is this like really supportive dynamic that that where there's this seeing eye to eye, and it is this building that's happening um, from whatever this dynamic is. And there's also there's something with September. It's as though and again I hear the word coast. So there is this sense of like with these couple weeks of that you've worked hard at something, you've created some momentum, and then there is this coasting. So there's this feeling of like almost just do it, just sort of this going through the motions of it, and not in a bad way, but in a all right, I'm prepared, I'm set, sort of. There's just this like rolling with emotion. And this feels crafty here, the Three of Pentacles. Like the Pentacles, it speaks to conditions, environment, material, earth energy. And there's just this there's this it's I'm getting more relationship sort of here, sort of partnership here, because this I just heard Trinity and this trine sort of in it, and again it feels like this support system in place, like this partnership, this creative, um, supportive collaboration, coexistence, co-creation that's happening. And it's like I just heard meeting of the minds, but there's this sort of putting your heads together with someone. And I just heard it's all out on the table. It's all out on the table. So, and this almost feels like this is this revealing of, so there's this opening up, that's taking place over these next couple of weeks. It feels like this emotional, uh, vulnerability. And I also just heard something about, with laying it all out on the table. I also it was aces on the table. So it's this there's something with this card with the Ace of Cups here. It's this bringing it's playing something and putting something out there that's like a new possibility, a new opportunity. And and whatever this is it's sort of bringing the opportunity for new growth, for new growth, for greater expansion, and And it feels as if it's in, there's something that feels more surprising about this, and delightful, and delightful. The Six of Wands. So the Six of Wands typically is like the victory card, the wish fulfillment card. And we have these wands, and then out from the wands is this butterfly spreading its wings and just elevating, elevating. And we have here, it's mirroring the butterfly and the butterfly. So there is this major shedding, this sort of this coming out of that cocoon, this really, it's almost like you're already out of the cocoon, but now it's like you're spreading your wings and you are taking flight. So it's almost like this baby bird that there's sort of like, or like, this is reversed, like you're no longer Bambi with like the wobbly legs. You've got your sea legs. That's what this is you've got your sea legs here. So it's not, you're not chasing after something. You're not sort of being caught off guard by the unfamiliar. It's this feeling of like, okay, you've got your sea legs. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles and the Empress. They're sort of whispering to come home. So there's this saying, get centered. There's this sort of this call to becoming more centered, to bring yourself back to who you truly are. And remembering there's this feeling of remembering, sort of remembering what it's all for. And the Eight of Pentacles, it's a card that's really asking, that speaks of structure and stability and flexibility and adaptability and listening. And this creative building, this web, this weaving of this web that supports you. And there's this emphasis here on building your masterpiece, I just heard. And there's it's like this conscious care, this like really meticulous energy that I'm getting with this in your Aries energy. So there's this meticulousness here in this creation process. And now it's as though it's like the ground is fertile. The ground is fertile. And the time is now, I just heard. And there's this wellspring of inspiration that you're experiencing. So there's this new frontier aspect approach to perhaps what you may have approached in the past, but there's this newfound excitement in moving forward. And it's speaking to deep passion here, this deep passion. And then we have leading out here the Hanged Man and the Six of Cups reversed. And the Hanged Man reversed, he's, again, now we have this other sort of peek at that butterfly energy, that that before the butterfly breaks up, that chrysalis wrapped in his wings. And so there is this sense of, and I'm getting the feeling that this is something connected. There's this protective coating around something that's going to come up here for you. There's this protective coating, this self-protection, almost this armor around you in relation to sort of how you experience something in your past. And it's almost like it's chasing you, like it's your shadow. It's like you're you're feeling sort of chased perhaps by your shadow. Like, is it there? Is it, this version of you from the past? And it's almost like this fear that version of you, even though you you've outgrown it, that you've shed, that you have gone from a caterpillar to a butterfly, you are no longer what that shadow is, what that shadow sort of represents for you. But as you're sort of plunging into whatever this, whatever endeavor you're taking on in your life, that you're approaching, that you're looking to succeed at, there is this sort of this feeling of, is this person, this version of me from my past, going to catch up with me? And it's not. So it's now, what this is showing, it's saying that you are looking at something from a completely different angle. You are approaching whatever this is, in a completely different way than you have in the past. You are different. This is confirming, saying you are no longer what you were, who you were. You are, you have transformed. And it's almost, the image I'm getting here is like, it's like this image of a, like a little duckling looking into the water and seeing a beautiful swan. But there's also sort of the reverse of it, and the image I'm getting with this is sometimes these moments of this beautiful swan looking in and still seeing that little duckling. But it's no longer that little duckling. It is this big, beautiful swan. So this is a reality, but sometimes it's just like those moments where you sort of can still feel like, small, but even though you're not. So there's something that you have outgrown, that you have overcome in a big way, and transformed. You've transformed yourself and are continuing to transform. And really to you've got your sea legs, so you've grown into yourself. And in those moments when perhaps you have those insecurities, this is just very sweetly saying, remember who you are. You're no longer that person. You're no longer that version of yourself. You are new. So this is a really beautiful, beautiful time for you. This is a time of absolute transformation and flight. So I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful couple of weeks. I will see you mid-September, and just take great care of yourself. I love you. Please like, subscribe, comment. Your comments mean so much, and yeah, just have a beautiful one, and make the most of it, and enjoy this gorgeous energy for you. All right, I love you.